Well, hi everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. We are in IMEX land, which puts us in Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas at a conference an event that really looks at hospitality, travel, and more how tech fits into this equation. And my next guest, you probably don't need any introduction to Robin Borovich's company because it is Zoom. And I think as we all look back on the last couple of years of our lives, Zoom played a really emotional, important factor. And now we're at a crossroads as a Zoom. I was just talking to Robin to Robin, and I said, you were in the business of delivering happiness, and you did, to so many people when we were in quarantine during the pandemic. But we're out of the pandemic, live events are here, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but Zoom has Zoom events.
Correct.
So why don't you start by just telling us what Zoom events is and
Absolutely.
does to the naked eye?
Yeah. So Zoom Events is an all-in-one event platform. So it allows you to create virtual hybrid events of any size. So we have Zoom webinars, which I'm sure most people are familiar with, and then we have Zoom sessions, which is a single session event, and then Zoom Events allows you to host your, virtual hybrid. We did our own user conference, Zoomtopia, on the platform just 2 weeks ago. So it's a really, really robust platform that allows event organizers to really set themselves up for success, and allows event attendees to use a really simple platform that they're already familiar with.
Right, everybody's familiar with it. So take us back to events. It starts with your registration, your ticket selling,
Yep.
your speakers,
Yep.
their bios.
All of that.
Well,
So it's you start by creating. You can select a template. So we have multi-day conference or single product overview session, for example. You can select a template, or you can create something from new. You set up your registration. You set up your ticketing. You enter in your speaker information. You can also enter in your speaker's email, and they can enter in their speaker information. Sponsors. We have an expo, virtual expo hall. And we're actually launching a lot of new AI features. We have a few in there already and some coming soon, which will help event organizers more easily set up their event and create emails that they don't have to write anymore, like the save the date email that you spend hours and hours of your life working on. Now ChatGPT can help you do that.
right. And Zoom event can be as large as you can power with.
So we can go up to 100,000 attendees, actually, and probably more if you let us know and we get prepared for it.
And that's a big feature. And now I know I actually was one of those people that watched all of Zoomtopia, and there was a real emphasis on business. And what Zoom did during the pandemic was keep businesses running.
Yeah.
Now it's got to find new ways to keep everybody collaborating and talking. So at Zoomtopia, when you talked about Zoom events, you talked about some of the AI capabilities. Simple things like note-taking.
Correct. So within the events platform, we have Chat Compose. So as either an event organizer or as an attendee, it can help you craft your chat messages to other attendees, or to, as an event organizer, welcome to the event. Here are some housekeeping notes. It can help with that. And then coming very soon, we have our email Compose. So you can create, like I said, your marketing emails.
Reminder notes.
It will help you generate all of that. And then we have a lot more coming. But we're lucky because we have our Zoom AI Companion, which you probably heard about at Zoomtopia, which is our AI feature set across our products. So things like meeting summary. So all of that will be becoming integrated into the Zoom Events platform.
And these are your own trained large language models? They're not...
Correct. So we do not take any user data to train our models. So we're working with some partners, and we're building our own models. And
Right. So what that means to all of us is they're not recording our Zoom meetings and training their large language models, and really have been great about being very transparent about that. So I think people are a little scared about running events on Zoom. They're scared about running virtual,
Yeah.
hybrid or live or digital
Events
events.
are hard.
And they're so. Who is it in the company? Is it the event planner that's coming to you? Is it a marketing person? Is it somebody who just said, "Hey, you're the events person now"? What do you see going on out
Yeah,
there?
we see people across the board. So when we first started, we were getting a lot of IT people, right? Early
Right,
on in the
right.
in the pandemic, the events team was like, we don't know what we're doing here, and IT took over. Now now it's like table stakes to understand the virtual event landscape if you're in the events organizing business. So we see a lot more marketers, a lot more event organizers, and that's really our key customers, right? Those are the people who are using the product day in and day out. They know the integrations they need with their other marketing platforms. So that's a great customer for us, and that's a lot of the people we're talking to here at IMEX.
Right, right. No, and that makes perfect sense. You're right. Whole new job categories were built during this pandemic. And you're here at IMEX also announcing a partnership with Swugo.
Correct.
And Swugo is a live events platform, right?
Yeah, so Swugo has a lot of those really great in-person event capabilities. We at Zoom, we know what we're good at. It's virtual, it's video, it's the software aspect. So we were looking for someone who does the in-person part really, really well. So with our integration, which is coming early next year, we will have things like a speaker resource center, call for papers. So when you're looking at really those big, large, in-person and virtual events, so a hybrid event, what we're doing with our partnership is making it easy. So it's really building one event. A lot of people think, oh, if it's hybrid, I need like 2 separate events.
You're right. That is a really big, crazy point for people, and people walked away from it. I mean,
absolutely. It is a challenge, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. We just produced a huge hybrid event, but if you have the right tools, it can be made easier, and the benefits can be really, really, really outstanding. You can save money on bringing people in person by driving virtual attendance, virtual eyeballs. You can have a more global audience, and then of course, if people get sick or budget drops, you can bring people in virtually a lot more easier.
And I think you've started to, correct me if I'm wrong, get over some of that I'm stuck in a window and can't have a sense of presence. So how, like, more emojis, more...
Yeah, so we think about the virtual attendee a lot, right? It's easy to forget about the virtual attendee or have them as kind of a second-class citizen, and we're really trying to bring those worlds together, but having the right experience for each the virtual and the in-person attendee. So as an example, we have our mobile app, which at Zoomtopia we did all Q&A through the mobile app. So whether you were sitting in there in San Jose at the convention center or you were at home, your question was received in the exact same way. So it gave that kind of equity across the different types of attendees.
Yeah, and I think it's those best practices that will help. I mean, clearly, you've got competition in this space. They're all around you. Clearly, you do have an endearing emotion with your audiences. So is the typical client for Zoom events, is it the corporate client for internal meetings? Is it a large rock star? Like, is it all over the place?
Yeah, we range the gamut. I would say we're really, we have a lot of corporate customers. That's probably our sweet spot. We do both internal and external events. Because we have Zoom meetings, a lot of people are comfortable with us, with using us for their internal events. But we are absolutely doing a lot of kind of external and marketing events as well.
Yeah, and I think if I remember on the event side, you have breakout rooms also. You have that you can find your way through whether you're...
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
So we can do breakout rooms, we can do session surveys, polling. I think you spoke to some of my colleagues who built our production studio. So it gives you kind of the TV quality graphic capabilities that, you used to have to hire an agency to do. So we have a lot of that as like plug and play within the platform.
Yeah. we are big Zoom users. We're also always a little scared Zoom users. I used to say, well, we could try this integration, but how do you try it without, literally, I would call my team and say, it's midnight, can we all get on and try the little video?
Test it out.
And
Yeah.
so it's a tough one, and you guys have done a remarkable job, and I think Zoomtopia was a big success, and we are loyal Zoom users, so I wish you well. But I hope that you keep educating us about the differences even on the Zoom platform to make it more
Yeah.
straightforward, understanding things like your SWUGO relationship. Sometimes it comes at us fast and furious. So we're going to invite them back to talk to our virtual events group and tell us more.
Yeah,
Good
I would
idea?
love that. I would love to come back. Thank you
Great.
so much, Robin. It was
Pleasure.
such a pleasure.
You too.
Yes.
From Robin to Robin. Here from IMEX.
Yes, thank you.